After 6 weeks of work, we say goodbye to island life. But just as when we came over to the island, we are leaving with the cyclone fast approaching.
Tropical cyclone Kirrily making landfall
to 140 kilometres an hour.
Making landfall anywhere between Cairns and Mackay, looming large in the Coral Sea.
Joey has been in storage for 6 weeks, but when we go to start him up, things don't go to plan.
G'day, I'm Will.
and here we are.
And this is Loose.
Beautiful.
And together, we are travelling around Australia in our 1987 Toyota Hiace named Joey.
Incredible.
So nice, hey?
Have a go at that.
Follow along to see these roads we roam. So we get off the boat from the island and head straight to where Joey is stored and try and start him up. Yeah, this isn't good.
A cyclone is fast approaching, and at this point it was still uncertain where it was going to hit, but they predicted anywhere from Cairns to Rockhampton. They thought it could reach a Category 3 storm, and I don't know about you, but I really don't want to be in the van during wind speeds of above 120 kilometres an hour.
Will intensify into a Category 3 cyclone when it comes ashore,
with the potential to pack a punch.
Residents between Innisfail and Airlie Beach are being warned to brace for a severe tropical cyclone.
Already whipping up gales in the Whitsunday Islands.
Brace ourselves later today.
The system intensifying into a dangerous Category 3 storm.
Oh man, so not only is there a cyclone on the way, Joey's decided to break down and just not run whatsoever. I've been over everything and I just can't figure it out, and I don't have time to nut it out now, so... Oh man. This is f***ed. We've heard from the bloke that runs the storage joint that it's common to get condensation in the fuel tank in this kind of humidity, so we're thinking maybe there's water in the fuel tank. We've also found one of our plugs has shown the early signs of corrosion. So we've got a full set of plugs. I've got a bunch of parts as well here for a new fuel ignition system, Like right now I'm going to throw a new distributor cap on. I've just put 4 new spark plugs in there. I've got a bunch of other things like ignition coil, other distributor parts like condenser and points to try. It's just our last ditch attempt to try and get this thing going, but we've put some metho in the fuel tank as well to hopefully encourage the water to move and get pushed through the motor and get it out, so then we can put more fuel on it. I think if we can just get it to run and push its current crappy fuel through, it might come good. So yeah, fingers crossed that this all works. Stress levels are up there. We needed to get the van moving so we can find a place to shelter if this cyclone does hit, for ours and Joey's sake. So still no luck whatsoever with getting the thing going. We're thinking maybe that the water's corroded out the jets in the carburetor, which is not good at all, and this timing could not be worse. But for a spell we're just going for a walk down to the pub down the corner just to get some drinking water because we don't have any of that, and have a chat to our roadside. I don't know, unfortunately I think Joey's going to be stuck outside in the cyclone, but at least if he's in a mechanic yard there isn't like scrap metal and pallets and things surrounding him, so show. So our next deep dive in the engine, I've just pulled the top half of the carburetor off. One, to drain the possible water out of the fuel bowl here, but just to see if there's any corrosion on any of the jets that feed the carburetor. And unfortunately, I haven't found any obvious signs. I've just put the carby back together. I've put some fresh fuel in the bowl. I took the old possibly contaminated fuel out and put some brand new fresh stuff in. I've also plugged up the fuel feed line, so there's no more contaminated fuel getting into the carburetor. This test obviously won't keep the van running for very long, but if it runs, it then confirms that my issue is contaminated fuel, and then I know that to fix the problem, all I need to do is get the tank pumped and the lines flushed out, put some fresh fuel in it, and we should be good to go.
Will tried so many different things over the whole day. We were sunburnt and exhausted. The tow truck had been booked for the morning, and I'd found some accommodation for the night as we weren't allowed to stay in the storage area. But just as we were about to head off, Will tried a few more things.
I replaced some ignition system parts and tried turning him over one last time before the cranking battery went flat. And well... he started.
I just f***ing did it.
Are you kidding?
Still not entirely sure if there was water in the fuel tank or something was wrong with the ignition system, but after a test drive, he seemed to be good to go.
It's been a very rough 24 hours, honestly. I mean, especially the last probably 12 hours, but
We got there. We've ended up, well, we didn't have the van running when we booked this cheap-ish. It's early beach. This room. But at least we get an aircon to sleep in and a shower. The van's running really well. But oh my god.
So now we had a tow truck booked for 9 a.m.
Yeah, we're going to get a tow truck to take us to a mechanic tomorrow morning, but might give them a bell and cancel that.
But yeah, I don't know if we're completely out of the woods. We don't want to celebrate too early, but at least now we might be able to make a plan to get away from this cyclone that's approaching. That's the next step. So I think we just need a good night's sleep, and hopefully we have an update in the morning.
Hopefully.
We treated ourselves to dinner at the pub after an extremely long day and woke up the next day with a plan to drive back to Townsville to wait out the cyclone with some family in the safety of a house.
We had only just made it out of Airlie Beach when this happened.
Oh my god, this thing just loves to scare us.
Oh my god, that was the scariest thing ever. Joey just started running so rough. And then we were like, is that the road or is that Joey? And it was definitely Joey. And then all of a sudden, two massive loud bangs. And we've lost everything. All lights come on and we're like, oh my god, here we go again. We've not even made it that far out of Airlie Beach.
Yeah, I heard two big bangs and then the oil pressure light comes straight on. I'm like, oh shit, I've hydrolocked the motor and thrown a piston through the sump. Oh, f*** me.
So it was just that plug.
All that happened was our coil plug must have vibrated and just come off, so I've pulled it down and locked it on properly, so hopefully that's all it was, and the bangs was just the engine backfiring at 100 k's an hour.
Oh my god, I really hope so.
F*** you, Joey!
Oh, and there's a cyclone approaching in all of this. Like, this is what's made all of this so much more stressful, is there's a cyclone coming at the same time.
Oh man.
Oh, let's get the off the road, come on. But after all the checks, everything seemed fine, so we kept going. Once we got to Townsville, it was time to batten down the hatches and get prepped.
No water. Good thing we got jerry cans and a water tank in the van.
Oh my god. It's like COVID all over again.
Yeah, plenty of soft drink though, so you can get water with bubbles in it.
By now, we knew that Townsville was going to be in the direct line of the cyclone, but at least we were safe in a house and Joey is undercover.
Well, I think we're all sorted for Cyclone Kirrily. The van's undercover and all tied up. We've got some jerry cans full of water ready to go. Everything that can blow away has been tied down or packed up, so I think it's just time to
bunker down and wait this thing out.
This is the first cyclone we've experienced, and seeing all these text messages and watching the radar was very interesting to see.
It is unbelievable how calm it is at the moment, despite the fact that Kirrily is just upgraded to a Category 3, so it is going to be a bit more intense than what they originally thought it was going to be. But yeah, it should be here at about 6 p.m. tonight. It's currently 3:30, so we've got a couple more hours till the brunt of it gets here, but it's just so strange how calm and eerily quiet it is. It's going to be a hectic night. Here we go, the rain's just starting. Seven p.m. She's starting to kick off.
It's starting to kick off now, absolutely.
Woohoo! And now we must be in the eye of it because it has gotten very quiet all of a sudden. And this is the bit we're worried about now because the wind will change direction after this and start heading directly into us this way and on to poor old Joe.
Cheers!
So it's been about 2 hours since we thought we entered the eye of the storm. It's like 11:30ish now, and yeah, the wind hasn't come back. Bit of a weird cyclone. We've just been listening to the radio, and everyone's surprised that it's still so calm. And yeah, I don't know. The front of the cyclone seems to just be going inland and just dumping a heap of rain on everything. But yeah, as far as our first cyclone, it was pretty uneventful. Oh well, a lot of stress, but hey, it was probably better this way.
The cyclone did reach a Category 3, but by the time it hit land, luckily it had lost its strength.
And there we go, it's all over. I mean, it's still raining, and the next thing to look out for, and the thing that'll stop us from moving on from Townsville quickly, is the flooding that'll follow. But so far, everything looks pretty good. Obviously, when the wind turned around and came back at us, Joey did cop a fair bit because there is a few tears through the caravan cover, but honestly, he's fine. He's going to be fine. So yeah, we'll just do a bit of clean up, keep an eye on the news and make sure there's no flooding that's going to happen in the area, and check out all the road closures as you go south as well, because that's the direction we'll want to head now. But as far as the cyclone goes, that was very calm. All in all, Townsville fared pretty well. Lots of trees down, the power was out all day, and unfortunately some people's boats broke their moorings, but for the most part it could have been a lot worse.
After a few days of waiting to see if the rain affected any roads we needed to travel on, we decided to start heading south again and get back on the road. This river is looking a little more full than before.
Well, the cyclone brought a little bit of rain.
Must have. Oh, it's been a hot day.
Oh, such a hot day. Sitting in that van, no air conditioning, windows down. Man, it was hot. And it wasn't much better when we got here either.
It's only just starting to cool down. It's about 6:30 now. We've just spent the afternoon here at our next camp, but basically we went to Townsville to escape the cyclone. The cyclone hit but wasn't too bad, luckily. Still grateful to be in the safety of a house. It's time to head down south,
So we've got a couple of awesome camps planned so far, a couple of places to explore, but that's all for next episode.
We've travelled from Townsville back down to Proserpine. We're currently staying at Lake Proserpine, which we will show you next episode, so you're going to have to stick around for that.
Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos. We put so much effort into them and we love making them, so it'd be awesome if you could comment and let us know where you've been, where you'd like us to go, give us some ideas.
See you next episode.